Hey leader, do you want to know the malware you have on board that may be zapping your energy and having you be less effective? Well, stay tuned and we will talk about that and what you can do to get rid of that malware. Welcome to Smart Leader Hacks, and I'm Marla Skibbins, the founder of Level Up EQ, where we take leaders in tech and biotech to the next level of their leadership. Well, you're here, and I guess you want to know what's the malware you have on board. Well, I gotta tell you, you are no doubt suffering from what we call context switching. And what the heck is that? Well, if you think about context is being the container whereby which you show up, think about, interact, listen to something. So if you're in a meeting with your direct report, you're going to be thinking about listening for and solving for something different than if you're in a product meeting for your organization. Two totally different contexts, right? You're going to be listening for different things. You're going to be interacting in a different way, possibly. And so what's happening as you scale your impact, you have less opportunity to be in long meetings that are one context and or meetings that are one context back to back. What you will find yourself in are many meetings all day long with a different context every meeting, and sometimes pretty abrupt shifts from one-on-one with direct report might not go well, into an all hands, into a sales call, into a client call, who knows what kind of context you'd be shifting in. So the malware is not knowing that you are doing, it's like the context of the context is you're switching context. And to recognize that, that's number one. And two, of course, what we want to offer you are some ways to shift that for yourself. Because you can see if you've had 3 meetings down a difficult conversation, next meeting you had to shift, you never got to process the difficult conversation you had, you're into another one and then another one, all different contexts, some of which are going to be more triggering than others or more exhausting or needing your thinking and listening in different ways. It messes with your brain. If you think about your brain as a hard drive, it's getting fragmented and it exhausts us. So the other thing you can do, just besides recognizing you're in a context shift and being aware of that, is to give yourself some space to complete one context before you go into another one. You used to have that. You used to. You could go from a meeting to a meeting, walking down the hall. That, just your body moving someplace new, helps you shake off. You don't have that now. If you are working remotely, even part of the time, there's an expectation that meetings begin one right after another with no space. So here's the hack. And yeah, I know it might be a little difficult to change your culture, but it begins with you. And that is to give yourself space between meetings. Simple. 10 minutes for, if it's an hour, give yourself a 10-minute break. Everybody will love you, I promise you, if you do that. In a 30-minute, give yourself 5 minutes. It gives you a moment, so here are some things to do with that space. Don't go into your email. Don't do anything. Take a breath, stand up, walk into the kitchen, get a drink of water, come back, walk around the room, go pet the dog. I don't know, do something different. And then write down a few notes that you want to remember about that meeting or to-dos that need to happen, or just writing down that was hard if it was hard, and then go, okay, putting those notes off to the side. Now take a breath, move into your next meeting. If that isn't possible, here's your backup plan, is to, when you get on the call, if it's a Zoom, like if you have a video on culture, have your video off for 2 seconds, 3 seconds, take a couple of mindful breaths, close your eyes, no one will see you, and then say, okay, I'll deal with that last meeting later, and then turn on your video and be present. Those two things, especially giving yourself some time, will make a huge difference in that tiredness that you feel at the end of the day, the exhaustion and the lack of engagement that you have. So give that to yourself, because at the end of the day, you came part to be great, part to love what you do. And if you give yourself a chance to just have some space, you'll be able to hit both those notes. I promise you. So thank you for being a part of our purpose, which is to unleash the magic, not only of humans, but of teams. And you're a human, so go out and unleash the magic of those you lead.